a beautiful AWP battle. I think we've got two decent AWPers on either side, so I think this should be a good match for that at least.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch my lunch right now. I just feel nauseous after hearing that. Ugh. But yeah, Dust2. One of the best maps ever made, by the way. Wrong. Well, let's see. Detona on the T side. Sharks on the CT, and already off the bat, looks like they want to make a presence on towards Catlock to pull some players towards that direction, which actually might work out for them considering the bomb is going to be sitting tucked away inside of the tunnels. A little bit of around the world almost coming through from short to middle to back and away. Ooh. And Leo, well, that's got to hurry if you're Tiburcio. Comes around the corner, gets actually caught trying to pick up another weapon. But he's surviving. I think that's supposed to... Oh my gosh!
Dear.
What just happened? 3 kills out of nowhere. Leo gets himself 2 pushing outside long, and the bomb by himself is going to get in towards the B side and get down.
God, Prius, why didn't you catch all of them at once?
Well, that's because he's budget rush.
Well, that would have been possible, of course. But we'll see. He knows to just keep on PRT in this situation. That's the classic. As he is going to be into the 1v5. Trolling Prius incoming, and he is going to get wrecked anyway. No 1v5 for him this time. And the pistol round, absolutely dominant from Sharks.
Why do you hate Prius so much, Tom?
I don't. I love Prius. We went on a little road trip together, which you didn't come on.
Yeah, because who wants to wake up at 7:30 a.m. to drive to a place I've already been because I'm from the state? You know what? Well, I enjoyed spending another 3-4 hours with my bed that day.
Do you know what it is, though, Jason? It is about the journey and not the destination.
And in the car you were into, that was probably a fantastic journey. Your neck probably has a lot of whiplash.
Yes, unnamed car brand was pretty damn cool.
That goes 0 to 60 very fast.
Not that we would be messing about with that, though, because drive safe.
Well, I mean, when you get on an on-ramp, I think that's the safest way you can do it. Either way, Sharks 1-0. 4 M4s and an MP9 picked up for Leo. We do have the response at Detona with the force up. Turtle given the SG. The ESM only a deagle. And again, he started off extremely well. Him and the Kowzi together were actually leading the way for Detona. He's going to come around the corner. He spotted out JNT. The flashbang. Well, they're not going to be throwing one in towards him. I was expecting maybe exit to do that so they can push out. Counter flash going to come through, and they're just going to spray and pray this one down. 2-for-1 exchange it. You can push up for more. He gets a second as well, and somehow he's not been dropped here on 6 HP. Jumping in. PRT will get him. That will be Sharks taking round number 2.
Yeah, it seems like they had a very good read into that round, not only going for the rifles, expecting a force buy to come up after the bomb goes down, but also just with their short play, expecting their opponents to come in that direction, having 3 players there, one even playing anti-flash. And yeah, just a strong setup coming up from Sharks in the early stages of this round. As said in the interview by Leo, they were prepared for this. They knew that this was coming, so it's now up to Detona to show why this is the map they chose and why it's one of the better ones for them.
Tom. This is going to be dangerous. This is going to be deadly. JNT's okay, only gets one actually. Turtle, a hell of a shot comes out of him, preventing JNT from building up a very strong economy off that push. Though he does take down the player, the only player who had head armor. Let's see, still the rest of them going to be locked in. I did like in the interview how he talked about, like, they saw the weaknesses within Detona. You know, they knew they liked to invest a lot of utility towards A once they threw it. They'd never really pushed aggressively, and that's a good sign for Sharks as this match goes on. They're able to read into their opponents. Mayern. Oh, yeah, this is going to be easy pickings for him. He gets himself 2. Diversio's going to respawn. Lucan's going to be there, and Turtle again picks up another kill, and we actually should be able to see a bomb pen from this.
Oh, it spammed through the smoke a little bit, but yeah, bomb will be going down, so even still, they can risk, well, not even risk, they've saved. So this is going to be a fairly good scenario for them going into the next round. They can get the AWP if they desire it. And Turtle even has the chance to be a hero. The only problem is he's so low on HP and doesn't have any armor. And eventually Sharks aren't going to be able to clean things up. But even still, not a clean round considering that was just pistols.
Let him pick up the weapons and get the bomb defused first. Calm down. There you go. Like I said, Sharks able to get another round on the board. But that's still costly couple of rounds. I mean, getting the bomb down with a pistol in round 3, basically on a full save minus like a deagle or 2 there. And Turtle got a lot of extra cash in their bank. That was a great shot, too. Oh, 2-1 deags. You love to see it. And again, VSM not going to be opping here, so
Yeah, it seems like Lukowski's actually taken that role for some of the positions. This could just be at a decent spawn. But in the last map, CT side at least, he was AWPing. So that we sort of call VSM a hybrid AWP for a reason. He's not always going to be playing it. I think he's one of those start performers. It's a similar thing to what we have at the moment with Simple. Like, he can definitely AWP. No one's ever going to question that. In fact, one of the best. But when you're that good with a rifle, sometimes you want a rifle. And that's exactly the case here for VSM. Does free him up to be a little bit more aggressive. I think there was a double smoke thrown by the CT side, so as a bit of utility wasted, and considering they don't have a massive amount, could be a problem later into this round. But a slow default coming out from Detona. They're just being very patient in this scenario. Smoke should enable a cross up to short from VSM. Even still, though, they've used up a lot of time. The one thing they do still have is utility, though. Only a single smoke, so I would say that going through long is actually quite a big risk for them, but that's where the challenge seems to be, and the bomb crossing may have some trouble. 30 seconds left as they now look to make their way forward. Flashbang goes over the top. The aggressive position of Leo as well could be a bigger problem for them. He peeks out, sprays down one, but even the time wasted could be enough. 20 seconds for them now to get onto the site with 2 players still ready and waiting. He also brought them very low. Utility going to be expended, but as I said, there's a gap of VSM. That was clinical. He times things perfectly. So do the team as they get the bomb down with a few seconds left. And Ryan, well, that's a nice shot at least. Okay, he might have a chance here. Why are they all facing him? Don't give this man the battles. What is going on? The T-side have just turned a 4v1 into a 1v1. They've left VSM. Some will say that he is the team sometimes, as he has to try and clutch this out. Mayan, the youngster, trying to take this away, and he's going to succeed! The 1 versus 4. Massive mistakes from Detona, but Sharks are going to steal one away.
What is happening, Tom?
That is one of the worst after plant holds I've ever seen.
That was literally the same thing we saw, I think it was in Group A, where 5 players against 2, and they start to push out from the B side on Dust2, not even getting the bomb down yet, and they lose that situation. How do you lose that? That was a big round. It gives Sharks 4 now. Detona should have had that round. That was their round to lose, and, well, you know what? As you can see on the scoreboard, they found a way to lose it.
I'm almost impressed.
Almost, but impressed that they were able to throw that round away.
Like it was an impossible scenario.
I mean, we also have to say, Marin, like, he hit some fantastic shots with AWP, but that should never happen.
Wait, you know that it's impressive when if a team does nothing, they would have done better than they did there.
Yeah, if they just got up, walked away from their PCs, they probably would have had that round.
Like, they may have lost a player or 2 to the bomb, but yeah, if they had all had their keyboards disconnected, I would have said there's a higher chance of them winning that round than what just happened. So
it's not many times we can say that ever either.
No, that was truly atrocious. Of course, Mayan, that was fantastic. Like, every single shot here, even winning the clutch versus VSM, that's as perfect as it gets. And Leo almost with 2 opening picks. The dink hit. Molotov going to go down from JNT to discontinue any further pushing from the T's. They've actually gambled quite heavily into what is a mid and B player, maybe after the last round. This already looks like a retake, in fact. Maybe feeling a little bit overconfident after what happened in the last round, but this is a bit of a weird setup from them. I think they assume that this is coming through long just because of the failed attempts initially onto short. Instead, hey, there's a free bomb site for the T's.
Well, luckily for Sharks, a lot of utility was used out of Detona to get the bomb here. The plant going to go down. I would imagine most players are going to be coming from short. And the bomb is actually planted for this direction too, so funny enough, this might work out in their favor. There's not many angles that Detona can hold from. And let's see, PRT, VSM, need to do something big here, and Mayon already leading the charge. The last round able to do it. Can he do it yet again here? Toto will eventually be able to pick up the kill and a second, and well, there you go. Detona, they should be able to take this round. Lucan, he does have a kit. Does Sharks have the first kill. Time is starting to run out, though. The nade going to come through, but I think he's just trying to force Tiburcio to stay here, maybe potentially get the kill onto him. Just going to back off. Tiburcio needs to start running. Okay, he'll be fine.
Only just. Didn't actually have any armor there. That's a bit weird, I'll be honest.
It's been a weird 2 rounds.
Like, normally you do see heavier gambles on the other side of the map. I think that was a risk that wasn't really necessary. And if you do have that sort of hold, you normally, well, you're normally fairly certain that they're not going short. Otherwise, you try and hold on to that position at least. So a bit of a peculiar one. An attempted retake, it doesn't work. And I think it may have had more of a chance if they actually had utility, but they went into that retake with a flash, a smoke, and an HE, and that was it. So a gamble taken, not working out for Sharks, and now their money is going to be hurting early on in this match. I'm sure we talk about the big mistakes made from the T side in the previous round. That's probably going to be one of the highlight plays. Our Mountain Dew Amp Fuel power plays, and we could be seeing those coming up. And I expect that to win, but even still, going forward,
I don't know. I think if we get your snap in on that, I think it might steal the show. Just giving ideas for production.
I want to do that.
No. Maybe production can use the one from yesterday. We'll see.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to take the victory away from one of the players, you know.
I'd vote for you. Let's see. Mayor with a scout. He's now going to be on the back of B side, and I think the scout enough was almost able to hold them back. Some Molotovs being used, nades coming through as well. VSM's down to 28 HP. And it looks like Detona are going to bank it on this B site push. They have all players here, except they have Tiburcio looking for any sort of rotates in middle. Marin can get a couple more connections. I think there's a very real possibility Sharks can win this round. Minute left to go. Detona looking to walk through. Flashbangs being thrown in. Another smoke as well to help delay the push, and been able to get out. Turtle's been connected onto. 3 players low in HP, so the damage has been done, but Marin not able to close out any of these kills. Finally able to get one. There will be a kit picked up for exit, but with Leo going down to Tiburcio, I think he's just trying to save this gun.
He just got hit through the wall.
Yeah.
That's a tough break for him. I think he knows that it's not really a safe exit, but hey, he'll take the risk.
I like how they're keeping people on the bomb site a little bit closer after the blunder. That was round 4. And unfortunately, Exit's not able to save the weapon. And Detona will get a second. To be honest, that should have been potentially a 3rd round if they didn't blow the last one. We actually could have seen things all tied up at 3 apiece.
Yeah, the thing is, though, that although it's stupid what happened, it kind of sets them up in a position where they did a load of damage in one round, then they win the next, and then they destroy the economy one after. So it's still going to leave Sharks in a pretty horrific situation, and their peculiar setup a couple of rounds ago definitely didn't work out for them. Now, it looks like they're just going to fight middle. Just all go for the brawl. A little bit of a delay between the 2 players makes things very easy for Lukazi, but he does eventually go down. A weapon retrieved, and the CT side may even just want to save this.
Yeah. Let Exit look for a kill at the USP, or maybe just stick near Leo to make sure he doesn't fall. Not the best amount of money for Detona to chase this. But it looks like PRT wants to potentially find them, even have VSM pushing through tunnels, so they're trying to wrap around. VSM falls here. That could be Exit getting a free weapon. I think he should be heard. But getting the spray nonetheless. Nice little spray comes in too. I like that. So Detona going to tie things up. Well, not tie things up. Get one thing closer. 1 round away from tying it up. I got there eventually. 3-4. I mean, they should technically have tied it up from that round if they didn't blow round 4 there with that weird play. But we'll try to move on from that.
I'm trying to forget. Give me one of those
Men in Black. Jinx.
Mind wipe things. They would be very useful in life.
Yeah. I would be more than happy to do that for you, to use it on you.
Well, here we go. Aggressive push coming out onto long. A lot of flashbangs thrown, and the CT side initially looked like they were going to fight for things, but instead, they've had to fall back. Looking like they want to set up some utility to try and clear out JNT, but still going to be sat. There you go. There's the second Molotov, and he doesn't have a smoke. He peeks and gets two, though! Oh, dear Lord. That's not the way that was supposed to go. Utility usage from Detona was smart, but they didn't expect him to flourish in the flames. CT side are in a bit of a weird setup here. They're all holding around that spawn area. Normally you see a boost actually coming in around this moment to give them that extra space, but Teaser yet to throw down any smokes. They're yet to really do anything. I think they're just waiting, hoping that their opponents will start to rotate people away or maybe get a little bit aggressive, but the CT side seem fairly happy to wait. 40 seconds left. We now just spot the rotation out from VSM. He's going to get there with the rest of his team. Second smoke will go down and give them that space. There is the flashbang, but they get lost. They go past one of the players, and that gives a chance for Lucality. His teammates are gone, and while he will join them, a 5th round onto the board for Sharks, but the money's fairly damn good for the T side.
I wonder if JNT got those 2 kills because of his delayed peak. I wonder if it's because he held just for that second longer, that the other side thought, okay, well, there's not going to be anyone there. It's not a big deal. And then, of course, well, you saw the punishment, and even though Lucality did get on towards the site, the bomb was not there to help be planted anyways. But there you go. Sharks take another round. Looks like we're having a little bit of a tech pause here yet again. Try to fix, I'm guessing, some sound issues. And Sharks up 5-3. Not a bad start. A little bit of luck on their side. A little bit of unfortunate luck as well with the B-site stack that they did, allowing Detona to take A.
That's my favorite sort of luck. Unfortunate luck.
Yeah. I guess that's just called bad luck.
Well, we are going to have a tech pause, so of course there shouldn't be any talking. Does that coach look a little bit like Woxic, or is that just me?
There's a lot of players who look like other players. I can't remember who it was who looks just like Tarek. I know we saw one when we were in Hungary.
Is his name Torg?
No. It's Turok. I mean, people say I look like the guy from Angel, the show Angel.
They also say you sound like Semler.
I say I take the Matt Andrews approach and say Semler sounds like me.
Sure.
Even though Semler was around first. That shouldn't happen.
It's also possible that they couldn't even see him, which definitely helps. Like the Flames do sometimes just work in weird ways.
You know who you look like?
Any bald person ever.
Way to ruin it for me. You and Moses look similar.
Not really. Like we're both bald.
Yeah.
Facially, we don't look alike.
Yeah, but that's all I see is the head.
Okay.
I swear, you guys need to do. If he was here, you would need to have done like a Dr. Evil and Mini-Me cosplay. And obviously, he would be the Mini-Me because he's shorter than you. By a little bit.
I don't even know. I'll be honest. With you in the room, like measuring height versus everybody else seems kind of null and void.
The thing is, I don't know what I would be for Halloween because I'm really tall, but I have a really big nose. So
you can be one of those spooky trees.
Am I a bird?
And that can just be a branch.
The wacky inflatable flailing arms man.
It's not very scary.
Have you seen my arms doing that?
No, I think I get knocked out.
Yeah, it could happen. 5-3. Looks like the tech issue is going to be solved. Everyone's
could always
ready
be
to
a
go back.
beanstalk again.
No, that hurt. They had to chop me down, and I had to fall on my face. And the problem was my nose hit the ground way before my body did. But it did help it make it a little bit smaller, a little bit flatter. So.
I am interested how you do press-ups, actually. Or push-ups.
I don't know if I want to repeat that yet.
Well, here we go. Default round once again coming in from the T side. They seem to be fairly content with just these patient rounds, just waiting for their opponent to get aggressive. In this round, it's actually a little bit more expected from the CT side, as they didn't manage to keep too many players alive. They don't have an AWP. Utility's fairly minimal, so they're going to have to try and take some map control away. If they just wait patiently, it's going to come purely down to individual duels, which obviously the T's with slightly better weapons and also so much more utility to force them out of spots. It does get a little bit worrying. The only real aggression that we've seen so far is on long, and it's not particularly far forward, just playing around blue. They've doubled up the B site. But once again, we're getting a similar sort of round coming out from Detona. It's going to be that A site aggression. NT trying to hide in the corner, but I've never liked that spot, ever. Like, it just seems to be such a weak position because you can be seen, and most players are going to check for that. They're late on the clock, but it doesn't matter. There's no one else here, so that they can just stroll into this site. Now, Leo getting that kill actually does make things a bit interesting, though, because it means they're now able to hold on to long, and that gives them a very good shot in this retake.
Oh, there you go. Leo again. Second of the round, trying to give Sharks a real chance. They're going to continue to push up. Still 2 players towards short, which leaves VSM basically to himself on site. He's going to have such a tough job as potentially some smokes to be thrown in towards short. They didn't get the first kill. VSM's position's not given away, but it doesn't seem to matter. He gets himself 2 and the 3rd as well. And you know what, VSM, if you can keep doing stuff like that, Detona should have this map. 4 kills for him, and he's come alive.
I don't know how they managed to lose that retake. Like, of course, again, him hitting some fantastic shots, but one by one they go, and one by one they fall. It's going to be another round on the board for the T side, and it almost seems at this point is the battle between who can do like the worst situation. Like, are the CT side like not that great at retakes? Are the T's not that great at holding on? Because a lot of it's just coming down to individual battles. The only reason Sharks had any chance in that round anyway was because Leo manages to get 2 kills. Like, he gets 1 with the MP9 battling for long and then hits that second shot. Otherwise, they probably just save. Now, instead, he gets those couple of kills, and then VSM gets 4. So it's a weird scenario in this match at the moment. It basically just seems to be a brawl of who can make the biggest plays. Of course, in this round, other than the solo 5-7 board up for Lucan, there really isn't much here for the CT side at all.
I mean, you see Exit with a knife out. That kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in the minds of Sharks. Maybe using this as a little bit of a tactical pause, talk things over. Trying to figure out what is going right and wrong for them. And yeah, kind of scrappy play out of both teams. We're going to see Detona able to get the A site, get the bomb down with no presence at all. And I wonder if Sharks are actually just going to sit here even after the bomb's been planted and just hope that someone pushes them on Detona and they can pick up a kill and save the weapon.
Oh, yeah, this sort of after plant situation for the CT side is kind of impossible. Like, the best case is they get a kill. Like, if they get much more than that, then I'm more just looking at the mistakes of their opponents. But Leo, okay, not going to be able to get that kill. And the CT side, I think they're just trying to hold for exits here. Like, it's quite common that you see the T's, when the bomb's down on A, just go and hide in the pit. So maybe they'll just go and run and charge the pit at the end of the round. The fact is, though, with so much control, the T's can be fairly careful in this scenario, and I don't know why anybody would go out long doors.
Kind of don't know why they're challenging this. They get 1 kill, but they gave up so much money to the other side. I mean, yeah, Turtle has to rebuy, but they have money.
To be honest, like, in that sort of scenario, it's much of a muchness. Like, you're only getting $300 per kill anyway, so dropping over 4,000 worth of stuff, that's just not too bad. Like, it doesn't make much difference in the grand scale of the round, but hey, they got a kill. 5-5. CT side, I'm not going to be purchasing an aggressive push turtle with a good spawn. We haven't really seen much of a battle for long so far. Leo going to be trying to do it all and has no support. His teammates just fell back. It seems like maybe a little bit of miscommunication there from Sharks as he goes in looking to battle and the rest of the team have scurried away.
And look at this. So we've seen, I guess, complexity, what really stands out in my mind. Usually Blame F's the one to do it, to lurk towards tunnels on the T side. But he's in-game leading. VSM, they're like, all right, well, we're just going to leave you to go do that. Tiburcio is going to be the one with the grouping towards a push out in long. And then VSM will either get a kill, die, or rotate back with the bomb to help them. And it seems like they've decided that the A site just seems to be the easiest to hit.
Well, for me, he's quite reminiscent of like a JW, like at least in the past, like where JW was his own team and then Fnatic were another team, and they just played together on the same map at the same time. Like, he was just able to sort of do what he wanted, but it worked. Here we go, though. PRT already going to be dropped, and JNT holding down the site. Good work from him. 40 seconds left, the bomb on the ramp, and the T's not with much of a chance here. It's the second time we've seen teams really struggle to get that opening kill when running up the ramp, which is a little bit of a worry. It is a good angle to hold for either side, but needs to be trades in these scenarios. And well, 20 seconds left. They're actually going to get aggressive here. One player will go down, but a nice round from JNT. Hell of a lot of damage done. 4 kills and an assist. While the T's only losing 1 player in the previous round, I think they should be fine for cash.
It's very slow play out of Detona. It seems almost one-dimensional. Like we saw them use Catwalk a little bit in terms of utility and trying to look for a kill and take the side. They've gone long quite a few rounds. Marin's going to be tagged on the cross here, and now they push yet again out towards long. And this time Leo's not going to actually be the only one facing. The problem is no one's looking. And Mikhail's just going to get 2. I don't know, Tom. I'm a bit confuzzled.
That looked like 2 players were playing anti-flash, which is a bit weird. Like, I think maybe, again, just like not quite the right call to be made. They saw all the flashbangs coming over and both decided to look away, which, well, then didn't expect the player into pit. So once again, it's just been long plays over the last few rounds, either long or short. We haven't really seen anything onto B, so I can understand why in this round Sharks did go for an aggressive long take. But once again, this round is basically over. Like,
what's so odd is that Detona, like, they've gotten entry kills at long A. Last round they got 1, this round they got 2. And yet it still takes them a long time to actually push it towards the A site. They're still taking the time, trying to be cautious, trying to maintain every player they possibly can to have that stable economy. But as we can see, like, no one on Sharks is even going to challenge. They're just going to sit at the B site. And yet the bomb is still taking its time to get in.
I do stand by what I was saying in the last map, though, that this just seems to be who's going to make the bigger play. And it's definitely worse on Dust2, because although, like, when we begin this, like, I sort of disagree with Davey just for the fun of it. This is definitely one of those maps where a lot of teams have just run out of ideas, and you're going to see sort of, like, just plays basically just off the spawn. Like, you don't really get too many, like, elaborate smoke setups or anything really different. The only difference that's really changed with this map is the fact that you now need 2 smokes to cross on the A side rather than 1. Like, that's about it. Like, and because of that, when you do get 2 teams that, well, obviously Detona, like, not at the higher levels of Counter-Strike, and Sharks don't play this map too much. Like, in fact, it's one of their least played maps, excluding Overpass, which is their permaban. So you're going to have rounds where you just sort of go, okay, I don't really know what happened there, or like this one, where the round is just won because 2 players are not facing in the right direction when a push comes in. Like,
you know what we need, Tom? We need some good old Tuscans, some good old CPL Mill. One of my favorite maps in 1.6. I would love to see it come back. I know it's technically in CSGO, but I'd love to see that added to the pool.
Well, even if it's just in scrimmage. Like, I don't understand why you'd put a game mode for testing maps and then not allow, like, map developers to add to it. Like, if you have maps ready or maps that people want to test, like, I don't think scrimmage should just be like 1 map at a time. Let it be like, why does it matter if it's like 8? People can just not play them if they don't want them. If they don't like them, remove them.
Well, that's what's always kind of frustrated me about Counter-Strike is, like, when new maps came around, a lot of players like Overpass and Cobblestone, for instance, getting introduced, or Cobble reintroduced technically, there was a lot of complaints. People were like, no, we don't want to play these maps. We want to play, you know, our set maps, and then they started to play them, like particularly Overpass, and they started to enjoy it. We're seeing the stack come in towards short out of Sharks. And JNT, he's spotted, but he does get the kill. He does spot out the bomb as well. I get Incendiary to help block out any enemies from pushing forward, and the smoke comes through. Total charges straight through it, though, and takes down JN2, who wasn't even flashed up. But Leo, he's done this before. He's won the trade at long. Can he do it yet again? He will get the first kill, but there's going to be a second player there. He needs to stay alive.
Oh, I like the flash. He's going to try and get VSM to look away. Really trying to take this battle, and they're already retaking. The bomb hasn't even got down yet, and this is a retake coming out. The bomb's going to be dropped to the floor, and VSM now has to try and fight this back versus 2. Pop flash thrown out as he looks to try and make his way forward. They know that the bomb's down on the site, though. They have so much information on the CT side that until they hear that bomb, like either fake planted or anything else, they don't need to really do anything at all. And this is why VSM is actually just going to stick it. He's going to confirm the money. He's going to give his team a buy into the next round with no real issues. And now he's in the clutch, but he doesn't expect anybody to be hiding in the corner. Lucan is going to give a 7th over to Sharks. But as said, the T's are going to have plenty of cash.
Just seems to be quite a bit different, quite a bit odd.
Well, wasn't one of the last matches we saw on this map, wasn't it Renegades versus Liquid?
Was it?
I don't know, did we see them play Dust2?
Mirage and Inferno. That was the third map.
Oh, it was the third map,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, I kind of get what you mean.
It seems different.
Well, firstly, we've seen no mid-control at all, which is odd. The B side hasn't really been battled for. It's mainly just been short and long, challenged by Detona, and all of it pretty much just comes down to who gets the entries. Like the only time that hasn't happened is the 1 versus 4, which I have tried to wipe from my memory. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a weird match, and I think both of these teams seem fairly reliant on individual skill to actually get them through rounds, and not a whole lot of synergy. I think if we actually can have a look at Leo for a moment, I'm pretty sure his ADR is something insane. Like it was like 164 with 11 kills. Like he's been the one battling for long and throwing in a lot of utility and just spraying through smokes, and it almost just shows it because he's not been winning a lot of the duels, but they've just been going in that direction every time. So his damage is going to be ridiculous. Once again, they're going to try and challenge for long. They run through a smoke to fight, even try and run into a Molotov. It seems like Detona have kind of lost the plot here, and the hero plays are so, well, just detrimental to this side's aggression. Mayan is going to be there with that AWP. That's finally been a switch up. The double AWP thrown in for Sharks, and it's working well. This could be one of the first times we actually see a mid play come out, and this time the crossfire is ready and waiting. Mayan even still there with the AWP, and Exit's going to close out the round. A switch up. Also the early aggression winning this time for the CT side, and now they get a flawless round.
I just don't get the short play. Obviously losing out on long, but you need a smoke to be able to take that. It was just kind of, it was like a last-ditch effort. It's like, okay, we lost the push on long, which they've been used to winning.
It's the same in mid. They just ran out.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of what we should have, or I think we did expect and should expect, is coming into this group. A lot of American teams, and I think the quote-unquote meta on most maps there compared to the quote-unquote meta in North America or in Europe are going to be slightly different and slightly...
I agree in a sense. The only thing I disagree is I expected a bit more from Detona just because they have had the opportunity to play in Europe. They've had the opportunity to play against even some of the lower European teams. Like they played against alternate attacks who definitely know how to like have the proper setups, have the utility, like they've got decent players. So I get what you mean in a sense of like locally and on a normal day, sure, but they will have had these moments before where they go, oh damn, like there's a lot that we should be doing. And at the moment I haven't really seen any of that. Like it's been fairly underwhelming. And Sharks, I can give them a little bit more slack just because they don't play this map that often. They knew it was coming, of course, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more from them on the T side. Also, it's kind of difficult to have proper setups when your opposition is only going in one direction. Like, they've now got the stack. This is, I think, one of the first times we're going to see a proper B execution in from the T side, but just look at the weaponry they've got. This is the final round of the half, and they have barely anything to play with. A good start already from the CT side, and I think they should just be able to hold this down. Even running out of ammo, X is going to get that on one of the final kills. Lukazi. No, they could almost allow him to get the bomb down here. They don't really need to fight this. He's got 35 HP, a UMP, and is in a 1 versus 3. Like, this is just not a possible scenario. They're just bouncing nades over. I actually quite like this from Sharks. Just don't even give him a chance. And that is going to be the 9-6. Once again, it seems like in the early rounds and some of the more scrappy rounds, that's where Detona actually get to do some work. And when the buys come up and when things become a little bit more strategical, Sharks just take over.
Still a very awkward couple of rounds. The 1v4 out of Marin, something you're trying to scrub from your memory, but I'm sure we're going to see it at one point or another.
Straight away.
I mean, yeah, that should just never have happened. That gave Sharks an early 4-0 lead, but Detona were able to strike back. And again, a lot of that came off of their long control. VSM is able to have a couple of shiny moments with a 4K on the A site, but you know what? One 4K won't win you the half. It might not win you the map either. We're going to find out if Detona can potentially change things up as they swap onto the CT side after what, Tom?
After the break.
No pulse and all alone. Time's not kind and it won't let go. No thoughts left in my head. My mind's not mine and it won't forget. But you bring me back from my darkness black. Cause the soul in me and the heart I have for you. It bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Bring me to safe only, even though we burn from the light I bleed. Does she bring me back? Not a heart attack could take away all the love I had for you. It bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Oh, you bring me to
Well, you know what? We are back now with the second half of our second map. I want to find out if Detona can somehow pull this one back in their favor. They obviously need to take this victory, and every team in this group is fighting for that chance to get through straight into the finals over in Denmark. You want to avoid that second group stage and obviously avoid relegation. But now Sharks will be attacking Detona on the defense, and they've gone for a massive stack towards long A, Tom. They do have 2 flashes, but so do Sharks to use. Will they even go that way? Will they maybe go out towards short? They still have another smoke on J&T, so they could go mid to B, which actually would be the perfect call for them.
I think the Molotov's just going to be bounced onto the site. This is looking like more of a default. Also, Leo's made so much noise running around that corner that they definitely know this is coming. Already counter flashes coming out from the CT side, and PRT is there to kick things off. They're so blind. Again, a second flashbang comes through. I like the utility usage, but even still, the battle is not actually going too heavily in their favor. Finally, they start to put them down, but JNT's in with a chance. But that is the classic. The bomb drops down, and he's not going to be able to do anything. The flying bomb has taken over.
I would just love to see just somehow the bomb, just like a wheel rolling, like literally just rolling for like a good 5 minutes.
I would like to
the
see
map.
it just like in reverse, where it just flies back up. Like the physics of it make no sense anyway. It might as well bounce like a ball.
If CS, you know, was like pay to win, that'd be funny, because maybe an option in game, like, you know, deduct
Magnets.
$5 from your, yeah, and reverse the time of the bomb.
Teleport the
CTs
bomb.
use it to stop it from blowing up, give them more time to defuse.
Let's not do that.
Well, actually, Sharks are going to be saving fully into this round, running straight up towards Catwalk.
The bomb block strap.
Oh, looking for it. What? They get a kill on Tiburcio long range. Not sure how that happens, but PRT is going to respawn with 2 himself, and eventually he'll fall too. Now, Turtle, well, he's not going to stop the bomb from being planted, but don't tell me this is a world that Sharks can win this round.
Nope, I will not believe it. There is absolutely no chance, and thankfully, Turtle is going to close it. That is what should have happened originally with their UG. How on earth Tiburcio manages to die there without getting a kill, I have no idea. But, hey, Detona win the round. Bomb plant's definitely going to help out Sharks' economy. They can get that AWP nice and early if they so desire it. But nonetheless, they'll have full utility and, of course, all of the rifles on the remaining players. So for the T side, considering they lost the pistol, and I don't think they got the bomb down either, they're in a pretty good situation now.
Oh, man. I know you saw it. You love to see it, Tom, as he's, I think he's done with this game.
They're rushing B. That's the only acceptable place for him to have a P90, or it's a misbuy.
I don't think it's a misbuy, Tom. I want to have faith it's not. And here comes the rush. Leo leading the charge of the P90, spots at the first, and, well, that's the P90 for you. He will fall. Tom's enjoying it.
Good.
Never buy that again. They haven't got the B site fully yet. VSM tries to push through the smoke through doors and does get caught out. Finally, they will have the control with the man advantage. This is going to be a tough retake here. Utility, I mean, they still have 2 offensive nades out of Turtle. They still have the smoke out of PRT, but there's so many angles to clear, so many things to watch that they're just going to back away, save this for the next round. And I think that's smart.
I'm so happy that he got killed instantly. Like, honestly.
If he buys an XM next round, will he be back in your good graces?
No.
Is there anything he could buy in the next round that would make him back in good graces?
Maybe if he gets like 3 kills with the PP Bison, like that will probably then I'll be impressed. But that's basically what the P90 is. It's just an expensive PP Bison.
Except it makes everyone hate you. A little bit
I don't
more.
know. I feel like there's a few people out there who are fans of the P90, and those people are called wrong'uns.
They're called silver players. No, not going to work out. They win the round either way. So maybe it's more of a distraction buy. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with some reason for him to have it.
Well, if you want to be a giant flailing decoy, then sure, the P90 is a good gun to purchase. I'd rather see dual Berettas because they make more noise, and I feel like you have more of a chance of getting a kill.
And they're a little bit less expensive.
That too. But, you know, we don't even need to talk about that. I think everybody knows that PP Bison and any other gun is better than P90. Here we go. VSM in the corner. He's going to be kicking things off. In fact, he sprays down 3. This time, it doesn't matter what guns they've bought. They've been punished. Luka needs his kill. If he gets it, they have a chance. But VSM just solo shutting down this site. I don't know if JNT will want to try and save for 1 minute and 18 seconds, but that might actually be the best option. Just to make sure that they at least have the AWP going forward into the next round. Their loss bonus isn't going to be very much, so he'll probably still have about as much money as some of the other players on his team. They could even go for a rebuy. And while this might be about to be one of the slowest rounds ever in Counter-Strike.
Yeah. I mean, you can see how cautious Detona are being. They have 2 players in sight, 1 watching mid, 1 watching short and long. They're really trying to prevent JNT from getting any kills and somehow winning the round. I think Detona are learning from the last half. But they should be able to throw away a 4v1.
Does anybody have any like preloaded elevator music? Is he actually going to push this? This is a weird thing to do. Like, I'm very confused. Like, the reason I'm confused is because I don't know why he sat there for the first 48 seconds and didn't do anything and then decided, "Do you know what, now that the time is not that much left on the clock, I really fancy losing my gun."
I got nothing for you, Tom. All I know is VSM should not have been able to pick up these 4 kills.
It also, maybe that's what he was doing. He just wanted to ruin the highlight. Like, it was so long ago by that point, and I actually somewhat forgot that he got 4 kills. Great round from VSM, of course, but this is where we get back into rank S mode. A pure battle for long, just running straight through, trying to do the damage. It is going to be Tiburcio to lose the majority of his health, but more importantly, Leo has gone down, still surviving with the curse of the P90. And thus dying very quickly in rounds because of it. PRT.
Help!
Eventually, they will. But quite a significant delay. I think it would have been great if he had died then, was just looking at his teammates, just waiting. But they are going to keep him alive. VSM has pushed very far around. And I like this. He's not actually going to go aggressive here. He's just going to wait. So if they do want to double back, then they have to go past him. And he can send the rest of his team to just stack up on the A side. This is a very good setup for Detona. Mayan looking to lead the charge. They should know that someone's here, and that will be the free kill. Now we can see whether or not anything else is going to be done. He actually gets the second as well, and the last man on the site's fairly low. Luckily, they do have the rotation in, and Tiburcio is going to hit the shot with the AWP. VSM now comes up at the right time. Lucan, he gets all 3. That's ridiculous. The 3rd kill is absolutely disgusting, and I don't know how Sharks win that round.
That's how, Tom.
I'm going to be honest. Detona did nothing wrong. Nothing. They all peeked him at exactly the same time, and he kills all of them within the space of 2 seconds. Like, that is unreal. Like, I can't even fault Detona for that. Like, the setup in the round was good. The flank coming in from VSM was good. Okay, maybe Turtle going down, but that's me being a little bit petty. Like, that was just ridiculous. And that 1v3... I kind of feel bad for them because what do you even do against that? Like, I guess you could go, well, VSM probably should have killed him, but even he was just coming in so late and gets the kill on the flank, so. Dear Lord. What a crazy round. And that's actually what sends the money for Detona down to nothing. They're going to have to wait. I don't really know how VSM's able to get behind them so often. Like, it's almost like they're expecting it now, throwing the smokes in behind. The only man who's going to be here is PRT. And this is just going to look to be more economy damagement. Hey, that's not bad. He's managed to get 2 kills. Eventually will be put down, and the remaining players should be too far away to really do anything. Bomb going to be planted. JNT missing the shot, but Lucan can now peek out. It's just going to be a few aim battles for him, but nonetheless, they've killed 3 players in this round. I would say this is a big success for Detona.
And they have a gun on VSM. They should have at least a pistol there. I don't think he's going to be able to secure. He actually threw away his own pistol, so he got nothing. I don't
Maybe
know
he ran
why
out.
you
I think he ran out of bullets.
Okay, that's possible with the USP. I mean, at least look at them and go click, 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 click.
Pew, pew.
You know? Yeah, just try to throw in some sound effects there like you're pretending that you actually have bullets to scare
Just
them
do
away.
it loud enough that they can hear them through this. Wow, it sounds like he's got a Negev.
Well, if you're Sharks here, though, you've seen VSM flank you twice. I would imagine they're going to keep someone towards tunnels this time to stop him from doing that. But then at the same rate, I expect VSM to not do that another time. He's actually going to be the one inside double doors looking for a potential push. And Sharks, yeah, off the back of Lucan, winning the round 1v3. They're up to 12 now. Utility is majorly lacking for Detona, and you even see Lukowski going to be on the glass cannon. But they've invested into the double op. So I think if Detona loses, this could be very detrimental to them having a chance on this map. Slowly and surely, Sharks are taking ground, though. You can see them push up towards short, expecting maybe someone Detona to be there. And also trying to bait out some utility from their opponents, but there's not much left to use. Looks like they might group up towards a play towards long, where Turtle will be the one waiting. Again, you see Exit trying to hope that VSM is going to push aggressively again to flank them. But Turtle, who's already been able to do quite a few different things, like this is his opportunity yet again. If he can get these kills, he has a smoke down towards long. Flashbang, I would assume, going to come through to blind him up. You can see, yeah, JNT looking for the pop. But with 30 seconds left, Tom, they're going to have to pick up the pace. They're going to have to go extremely quickly, and Turtle's already able to get the first.
Mayan just seems to be so good at the trades, and they actually do manage to find another. It's important that Lucan at least gets one here, but he's traded out, and now they have to get these kills as they run onto the site. VSM, he does some damage, but he's not going to be able to, but the bomb's dropped. That could be everything. Exit's only got 10 seconds. He can't waste the time, and he has to peek into that AWP. Good work from Lukowski to hold off that cross. And the T-side money, once again, is going to be in tatters.
Has to be some frustration on the Sharks side. Thing is, they got the entries over towards long A. They lost one, took down two. And only with the Glocks. This is, yeah, this can be rough times. Detona should be able to get 11. Turtle has the opportunity, as well as PRT, to build up a lot of money. You can see him already pushing out from short. He spots out 2 players, and that's relatively easy kills. The third, the fourth, looking for number 5. Turtle's going to take that one away, but Detona will secure the round and a lot of money for PRT.
Yeah, no, that's as good as it gets. They build up a large amount of economy, and now just wait for T's to actually come in with a buy. I'm actually going to upgrade one of those SMGs as well, just get rid of it completely. It is impressive that Leo is like negative overall, but has 111 ADR. And it's kind of weird in a sense that he only has 4 assists. So it's like he's doing damage, but enough, like only little enough that he doesn't get the assist or they just don't die, which is kind of peculiar. But nonetheless, we are going to have, again, VSM, Lukowski being the 2 sort of standout players for their side. Once more, Tubercio, the in-game leader, being at the bottom of the board. But here we go. Sharks have got a bye. JNT going to be on the glass cannon AWP, and I think Mayan's really been the man to watch on their side. They're going to switch things up. Just run straight through. They haven't done it yet, but they don't check the angles properly. The smoke's far too late. PRT's going to get the second through it. Lucan, I think he knows he's just got to try and make the play onto the B site, and has at least dinked up the man at the back with the AWP. Should be able to clear that kill quite easily, but they don't have the bomb. They left that one behind. I think he expected another player to come through mid. This is, again, such a weird round. They're fighting. They have the bomb. Do they not realize it? Was it in the smoke? I don't understand what just happened.
Tom, I don't think they understand what happened. They had the opportunity to just hold that bomb to defend it. And yet they just rushed straight in towards the B site. It had to have been in a smoke. It had, but the thing's, no, there was no way it was in a smoke, at least from where it was positioned, unless they had an awkwardly placed smoke themselves. I'm not sure, but either way, that was a round that Detona should have had a better chance. And now they're forced onto the FAMAS, the no utility to use. Lucan gonna peek around the corner. Or not, maybe. Smoke can actually hold them back. But I do like how Exit's watching for a push out of VSM from the B site. Because he's been a nuisance. Hasn't been as impactful in terms of winning rounds for them, but it has been annoying. The thorn in the side for Sharks.
Yeah, he's had 1 or 2 big rounds, but ultimately it's been the Sharks players that have had those crazy plays. Both Lucan and Mayan winning them around they really never should have had. VSM, oh, he definitely knows there's someone there. But not really anything he can do about it at this point. They can't even really flash him into a position where he can make a play. And this is quite a tough round, actually, for the CT side. They're reliant on PRT to have a decent round, considering that he's the only real defender of this site. And I think that it will more be onto a mistake from the T side rather than anything else, because even if he gets a kill or two, they'll still be in an after-plant position, and their opponents won't have any utility left. Here we go. Push coming through. Rotation is going to be coming back from long. Peek out, and PRT, there's that one kill. Molotov actually doing a lot, and the rotation's in quick enough that they do manage to hold on to things, leaving just Exit, holding rotations. Just going to hold on to his gun too.
I'm not sure why Sharks didn't have a smoke or enough flashes to hold off anyone from long. They just walked right into a blender, and PRT was able to do enough damage to hold them back to get in towards the site. Even Tiburcio as well. I don't know, I feel like there's been a lot of mistakes in this series for both these two teams, just a lot of them being shown on Dust2. And Sharks honestly could have been one round closer to closing out the series and getting that win under their belt. You basically win, you know, one, maybe two matches, depending on how the other ones go, and you're through to the second stage, at least at a minimum.
Yeah, but this is also likely to be their toughest opponent. Like, I don't really see any other team really challenging versus against them. Like, maybe Isurus in the past would have been able to, but they literally took their best player, so you can't really expect anything there either. And Infinity's somewhat of a non-existent quantity. Like, you don't know what's going to come out of them. This round are likely to be a mess. The thing is, there's been so many rounds where I feel like either team could now have finished the map comfortably. Like the clutches that came out from Sharks that really should have been impossible.
Oh, no. This is bad. This is bad for Detona. Sorry to cut you off. Tiburcio actually did rotate around in time to help out, and they're going to be able to spot them on the cross. They don't have a follow-up smoke, though, so it's not like they can use that to get in towards the B site. They're still just going for the 3-2 split, but they have to hope that no one hits the shot from CT spawn, and Turtle's already looking here. Get his first, and the second does get dinged. The flashbang comes through, and eventually he will be turned on. And actually, a player rotates out. With Lucan getting that kill, they kill the man towards the back of site. VSM's actually just completely bombed out of the site, just a reinforced middle, and he's going to fall to exit. So now it's going to be a 2-on-2. Bomb and make its way through. Very doable now for Sharks. In a round, they pretty much had nothing. Even Mayern's going to pick up a weapon. And the money. Look at Detona. They don't really have too much. They have to hope that they get an early kill to pull this off.
Luckily for them, there is a low player. Exit does have a Molotov, which he could use to buy them a bit of time, but instead he's just going to hold on to his gun. Sat in the corner, gets a first. Not quite the second, though. Mayan just going to be hiding. He's hoping his opponent doesn't check, and Yati didn't. That was enough for Sharks to win the round. And again, these are rounds that I genuinely don't know how Sharks are winning. Like, that was a round where they went for a mid play without a smoke. I don't know if I've seen that ever, like, unless you really do have nothing. And I think if you set up for that, you should have a smoke. But somehow, they still managed to win the round. Like, they have a couple of good kills. Exit able to get the entry, ironically. Well, and well, now we have a tactical pause, but I don't really know what you say here for Detona, because as you already mentioned, they don't have any money.
And Lucan getting the kill on towards back of plat, towards B from tunnels, like, I think that kind of did it. VSM, he just kind of ditched the actual site to reinforce middle, expecting the push to come through, which it technically did. But him getting that kill just, I think, gave them a very real possibility into the round, even with Turtle falling, making it expensive, putting them more towards equal footing. VSM, I mean, he's on 23, PRT's at 20, like Howie's at 20. There's still so many kills on the side of Detona, but they just can't clutch out these rounds. They can't finish them off. And Tiburcio's having a very rough match, only 9 kills. Oh, and look at what they have, USPs and a Deagle.
Yeah, they're just going to play for overtime. This is, of course, the map choice of Detona. Yeah, this should just be a fast, easy round for them. They're going to go into the B site, an aggressive play into middle. Maybe they take a weapon or two away. JNT only having a UMP, so it's not so much of a problem. And unless Sharks completely lose their composure here, there should be absolutely no way they lose this round.
Yeah, there's no utility either for Detona to push in. So it's not like they can open things up with a flashbang. And it looks like Send a couple players around towards tunnel, I guess? Or are they actually going to look to save? I was going to say, Lucalzi was running back towards top of mid, but...
I think they're trying to hold them in. Like, this is just them trying to stop the T's from being able to exit. Like, they don't have much money themselves, so if they can even just reduce a weapon or two, this could be fantastic. Just don't allow them to keep all their weapons. Luckily, that one kill into mid should give the T's the chance to exit. Or are they really all going to hide in the corner? This is at risk. Are they actually... Okay, so they'll fall back. They're going to run in and try and kill them off. I feel like they should. This is where you got to try and get rid of some of those weapons, but I guess a little bit too much damage would have been taken if they were any closer. And actually quite smart from Sharks to not try and exit the site, because I think they knew what their opponents were doing.
Do you think they knew they were hiding inside closet? I would assume with them losing their middle player, they would just think, all right, well, they rushed out back towards mid.
Yeah, maybe. That's true.
I mean, I agree. Like, if they did push in there, that could have been quite a few kills and very hurtful to the economy of the Sharks. But now we have Detona force-step into this round. Luca trying to pick up the pace, rushing out from Law. And there's going to be Tiburcio with his back turn. Maybe going to get caught out here, but the smoke will save him for now. The Sharks have been able to get control of Long, but haven't been able to get any kills or really any damage done at all. Currently, Leo going to be the one floating around middle. And VSM with just the ump. Kind of surprised you don't give him actually the M4. Oh, and he's going to catch out Leo. Well, that's why I don't give him the M4, because now he has an SG. But the site will be taken for Sharks.
I'll give them that after-plan situation, and we've seen some pretty impressive holds from them. The retakes from their opponents haven't been fantastic, but we'll see if they're going to be able to do this time. They don't have much utility to get back into the site. In fact, one of their players doesn't even have armor. Nice kill from Luke, an important one of that. He has had a great map so far. He's got support from Miami. Can't stand up, otherwise he'll get shot in the head by his own teammate. Well, he gets one in the face anyway, but Mayan looking to hold this down. A second, a third from him. Another big play. The youngster is phenomenal. 29 and 14 to completely shut out this map. He's had multiple big plays within this series. And while speaking of big plays, Jason, I think we have a few to show.
Oh, we're definitely going to have a couple of great ones. I'm hoping some snaps to come in there as well. But between